We have to land here. Oh, okay. So if we go to Needlefield, Rookie suggests that this may be a faster route, leaving you with more time for your vocations. Bertrude believes she can find alchemical reagents she requires along this route. So do you guys want to do Cinder Route or Needlefield? No feet. So I'm taking it no feet means you want to do Cinder Route. Okay, the route is good. Okay, then we'll do the route. Okay, so we had to search for reagents after someone wants to talk. Wilfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The Road to Freedom, written in the book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my girl. Oh, okay, so the quality of video is low. Yeah, it's a shame. I guess your internet provider, I hope they get that fixed soon. A week is kind of ridiculous, considering how much you enjoy Twitch. Tell me something, though. I spent so much detail considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? Wilfred wants to know your thoughts about the Book of Rites. You find it fascinating. You have come across more than your fair share of books, but not quite like this. You find it tedious. It is an archaic volume dense with lore you are not concerned with at this point. You only skimmed it. You would rather reserve judgment until you have more time reading it? You cannot say. So, guys, do you find it fascinating, tedious, or did we only skim it, or can we not say? I mean, I guess I've been reading this thing for ages, so I guess it's fascinating. But I'll let you guys have a say. Okay, fascinating. Alright. Tell Wilfred the book has fascinated you. Reading is dull. Tell Wilfred the book has fascinated you and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. In a deadpan voice, I love it. And get it on tape next time. Oh yeah, it'd be nice if we had some audiobooks. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events. I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. This is why his copy of the book with care. It's amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. The ideas there contain, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Anyway, the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in his teachings. I used to teach a version of his history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to persevere the volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. And as I said, I'm taking a break from reading the book for a while. So let's search for some reagents. Bog Witch Big Bertrude knows much. Let's see. The Bog Witch Big Bertrude knows much of things growing unseen throughout the land, including things residing here within the gnarled roots of Cinder Root. We have made note of thy willing assistance. Come along then, reading one. Why should request your company in such a search only she could say, if she does no such thing. She insists instead she directs you to collect the foul ingredients she seeks. You wait to see to disappear into her robes, and you return in silence. Later, you note a new talisman has appeared among the group's possessions, bearing Bertrude's unmistakable mark. You required a living flame. It was crafted with care. Let's see. Effect. While the bear's pyre has more than the adversary's, bear deals more bonus damage. Okay. Set it gently aside. Alright, free talisman. Time to go to the Glade of Liu. So much reading. So much reading. Let's see the slow market first. Oh, hey, you guys, you know, Daddy here, he don't much like talking much, but don't get weirded out by that or anything, because I think he likes you. Especially if you keep buying stuff. Haha. So we got more dust. So we can use this to re-roll our masteries. Let's see, nothing I really want here. Nothing I want to part with either. Maybe next time. Oh well, see you guys. Okay, so let's see who wants to talk. The witch again. You approach Bertrude just as she has finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiles have collected during your travels through the downside. The evidence of thy travails, how brazenly you put them on display. Ye tempted lands to swallow ye. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. Know, reading one, that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth. And he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we should boil for him our finest inks, certain recipe notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then we first began selecting samples of the regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this accursed place, the black basin, the chaos of the deathless tempest, the richness of the balls of flagging hands, lands so far away, yet they called to us. If Udmildhe was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely 'twas not beyond reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore, but she hesitates. It matters not, reading one. Thou have indulged our tales long enough for now. She slips away without further explanation. She's reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Wilfred, yet you sense that she is here by choice. Okay. Bio roster updated. We have more books. But first, I'd like to see how the witch plays. You have returned. How can I help you, if at all? Let's see. Let's practice right. Very well, reader. I shall summon my beyonders and be waiting in the book. So I want to see how the witch plays, but maybe we'll do that before we get to one of the rites, since I seem to be on a pretty good losing streak. Okay, so we can do this over and over again. And bio roster is also been updated. Let's see, we got anything good for her? Let's try this talisman. Alright, she moves pretty fast. Oh, Scott. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, definitely can use the practice here. Just gonna stroll right over, huh? Ah, yeah. Alright, I think I want to understand how... Oh, just missed it. Oh, wow. Okay, that didn't work out too well. I think I want to get a feel for how she plays. Oh, wow. Come on, get in the hole. Yeah, alright. Oh, that didn't go too well. Oh, wow. Seems competitively viable. Oh yeah, she's very quick. Yeah, it's very difficult to aim with her, though. Okay, she's... Yes, she is a she. As far as I understand. Shack like free throw. Thank you, Dio. She's interesting, like she's very quick. Though it's hard to aim with her. Find yourself back in the black wagon following the practice rites. Time appears to have stood still while we're there. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we'll get another win. Or will this be another loss? The afternoon is just beginning to give way to nightfall as you and your companions finish making preparations for the coming rite. Throughout all the ceremony, you recognize Prometheus is nowhere to be found. The last anybody saw of her was shortly after the Black Wagon came to rest here at the Glade of Lu. She returns just as you're beginning to plan a search for her. Sorry to have worried you there, reader darling. Just getting a little antsy is all. Had to go and spread my wings a bit and shake away the nerves. She's holding something back. Don't get in my head. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, damn it. Damn you, reader. Get out. Get out. Get out. Anyhow, it looks like the show is about to start. I shall be in the field with the others. As Prometheus departs, you see she is right. The stars above begin to shine. You know she is about to face her sister Prometheus once again. You accept that it's a very private matter between them. Okay, so we got more of these demon stars up here. I mean, they're the Titan stars, but I'm going to call them the demon stars. So let's see if we accept their dark blessings. Again, we'll gain more XP, but we'll be at a disadvantage, especially as the game gets harder and harder. This one is, at the start of this rite, your adversary's Pyre shall automatically gain 30 plus. This one is, our Pyre will suffer a negative 30. And this one is, your adversaries shall each have 8 hope, making them return sooner from banishment. So your adversary shall be more cunning and much quicker to react. This one is Unfathomed Plurms. Your adversaries shall each have 8 plus quickness, making them move faster. So I don't really like any of these choices. But dear reader, These stars are dangerous, but I'll give you one more opportunity. Do you want to take any of these dark blessings that'll put us at a pretty good disadvantage, or should we just go on and play as normal without their extra XP giving blessings? Where's the options where your adversaries let you win? That, my friend, was called easy mode. But we put the game on normal, if you recall. So am I going to take that as a ignore these guys, or should we press our luck again? Pick none of them. Okay, the win button is broken. I mean, as if these guys, it's like the easy guys are done, so these guys are really hard now.
The much vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear her ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Essence. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
The winged exiles of the Essence take position opposite your own companions, and the reader soon asserts herself. Promethea, come forth. No trickery this time. She appears as asked, so remains silent as her blood sister studies her for a time. Promethea then reaches for her mask. You look weary to me, sister. Oh, too little sleep, I guess. I do get rather anxious sometimes on the night before one of our for one of these things. It can be a lot of pressure. Understandable. Two of them say nothing for a time. You cannot discern what they are thinking. The highway remnants all seem to be very mentally acute, trained as they are from birth. Oh boy. Soon Promethea cuts through the tension. Her tone is light as ever. So, given further thought to my proposal, then, I have, and I think now is not the time for talk. Besides, your comrades there, surely you give them pause. Even now, they must be questioning your loyalty. What? But oh, cut it with the stammering, Promethea. It's very unbecoming of you. It's very unbecoming, you know that. And you be sure to tell those comrades of yours what you propose to me. She dons her mask once more. Enough talk. Have at you. As she rejoins the other exiles of the Essence, Promethea hesitates before returning to your group. Well, I told her she could take my place. That I would keep her up to date about our progress, and that she could take my place if it was ever time for me to go. But you don't have to worry. For one thing, she refused, and for another, well, I'd better tell you later. For now, remember, you can count on me. Hold a moment, reader. The chrome Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good, Bertrude. Now please show the reader something of your aptitude. Nerg, we expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Press release B while flashing Power Blast. Okay, you had to get the timing just right. Okay. Alright, obviously I'm doing this wrong. There we go. Now then, Reedy One, know that our freedom has little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid you in the rights, and we shall aid you in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Who shall strive for freedom?
Okay, so we can check out what they have. Let's see. Swift flight. While flying, Temethia moves forward faster than usual. And this is ranked house. I started to ride. The bearer's power automatically gains 25. Oh boy. See, they have swift flight and lunar glass. While carrying the ore, the bear moves faster than usual. 10%. Same thing. Alright, so these guys are going to be super fast.
Just choose.
Don't you rush me. We'll take her along.
Bertrude.
Let's see. Alright, I can't decide here. We can do Headwind, or we can do Rookie, or we can do Worm Boy. He is very, very, very quick. I haven't used Tizio in a long time. We used Bay in a while either. Let's see. You guys got any preference, or should I just make the final choice?
Your decision?
Hey, you stop rushing me, narrator. Announcer. Let's see. It works better for you. I don't know. You need to win. Yeah? Alright, the only thing, I like the worm and his quickness, but I don't like that weird snap he does. Alright, let's try Rookie again. He's been pretty good to us.
Rookie.
Also,
The choice is cast.
how they speed their threats, the winged ones. We soon shall see if they can back them up. Face us, wastrels of the Commonwealth. The pain of loss and your defeat this night shall reverberate not only in your hollow hearts, but in the homeland that abandoned you. Are you quite sure it has to be this way then, sister? There is no compromise here, Promethea. Not for traitors to my country or my blood. I understand, then so be it.
Commence. Glorious.
Oh man. Yeah, this is off to a bad start.
An inauspicious start.
As usual. Go, Rookie, go.
Plunged into their fire.
Alright, we are still at a disadvantage here. You seem so distracted, Promethea. Perhaps there's something more you wish to say to me? Whereas you feel that I am owed, perhaps? Promethea stops at this and reaches for her mask. I'm sorry for what I did to you, sister. What you did to me? Your apologies ring hollow as your plumage. Hollow as your plumage. You might rehearse it further upon every last survivor of the High Wing remnants. Now, no more talk.
Such hatred spewing constantly from Tamitha.
Wow.
Yet here in exile, she is not but torn.
Oh, man.
There it is.
Alright, yeah, this is going badly.
Tis taken.
Ah, boy.
Your fire weakens.
Yeah, this game has suddenly got a lot harder. Come on.
Beauteous. Blessed be.
dropped. Wow, yeah, once they get it, there's not much I can do. Yeah, boy.
Glory to the scribe.
Ah, boy. Yep, that wasn't a good move. Ah, boy, this one. Get a no! Damn it!
Almost.
Ah, I can't do anything.
Done.
Oh man, I can't seem to get it together for this one.
The scribes would not have had it otherwise.
Unfortunately, I can't.
The rite is complete.
Well, alright, seems like they're gonna be the next ones to face us in the right, and I can't even get it together. It'll be different then, though I suppose you won't reconsider. You know that I cannot, you're always obstinate, but in that regard, and all others which count for anything, you're inferior to me, remember that. What you offer then is meaningless to me. I shall free myself without your help, or that of anyone. Now then, farewell. If only I used the worm? Ah, maybe. It's kind of hard to judge on these enemies that fly. It's like once they have the ball, I can do almost nothing to stop them. Wait, what if one of your comrades of the essence, you need one of them at least? Missing my words as ever, Methia. You know that I do love you in a way. Is that what you wish to hear? But my purpose is plain, and you stand in its way. You are a fool to think my freedom is my goal. My freedom is a means towards an end of life of which you would never abide. Do you think that you can sway me from my purpose, Promethea? Promethea remained silent for a time. No, I think that you will struggle to destroy the Commonwealth no matter what it takes. And no matter if in doing so you are destroyed instead. Just so then you understand me after all. Promethea does not turn and watch her blood sister depart.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Ah, boy.
The ancient crone called Bertrude.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Okay, so we have two choices here. Hex of Defeat. Virtue's Pyre has less than the adversary. She does an additional 5 damage. Or we can do Hex of Victory. Let me see that one. While Virtue's Pyre has more than the adversary, she does an additional 5 damage. While Virtue's Pyre has less than the adversaries, she deals an additional 5 damage. So you want Hex of Defeat or Hex of Victory? I'll give you a second to decide. No feat. So I guess that goes with defeat. So which is it, the Hex of Defeat or Victory? Okay, so I guess Victory then.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the next rite.
After your flame was quenched by the essence in this evening's class, she returned to the wagon to find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange. This one star should be illuminated now. That is not what I expected. Nor I, Volfred, sir. Volfred then notices you there. Reader, Tarig and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears that the star of Chimera Rope Caller is illuminated now. But it is another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining illuminated. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above, just as Volfred indicated. Regard the looming star. Discern where it leads. Let's see. Chimera the Rogue Star. The Rogue Star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solace. Manly is already on his way. Yeah, it's wow. Let's see, and so far it looks like the essence is going to be our next route we face. Then we are summoned to the island Kamar, deep within the Deathless Tempest. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago, I scarce recall the name, only the scent. It is the place from where the creatures native to this land sprang forth. So you hope the essence is good? Well, they've already beaten us once. Either, let's not concern ourselves with the superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn, and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Alright. Let's see. Despite Mythia's mental conditioning, you can tell something is troubling her. She won't listen to a word I say, not one damn word. If she weren't my blood sister, I should think I'd hate her guts as much as she hates mine. She shakes her head. I should apologize to you and everyone. I saw Timithia without asking your leave. Feared I would rather seek forgiveness than permission, you understand? My attempts with Timithia didn't amount to much, as you saw, so at this point I'm hopeful you'll be more accepting of apologies than she. They'll tell me something, reader, darling. Do you suppose I'm going to betray you? You may know better than I do at this point. Mythia wishes to know where do you think her loyalties lie. Say that you trust her. Loyalty has to be earned, and you believe she will stand with the Nightwings. Admit to having reservations. She has made quite clear that her priority is to her blood sister. So, do we trust her, or do we have reservations? I'm a little wary of her, but I'm wondering if that's just a red herring on the game's behalf. So I'm not quite sure. But it'd be good to get your thoughts. Okay. Okay, so you guys both trust her. You expressed to Timithia that you do not view her efforts to make peace with Timithia as being contradictory to the group's larger goals. You understand why she did what she did. She has the deal's blessing. She says nothing for a while. That's kind of you to say, darling. May the others see it with such generosity. But if they don't, you but need to tell me to depart, and I'll be on my way. However, I have a promise that I wish to make to you. You let me stay, and I'll see this through with all of you, no matter where we all end up. I'll be on the roof for a bit, I think. You take care too, darling. Despite Timithia's disappointment with the outcome of her confrontation with her blood sister, you sense she is less troubled now after your brief conversation. Okay. Okay, so we have more biographies. Okay, so we still don't have one for Sir Gilman yet. Let's see. Where should we go next? We shall continue the journey. Alright. Let's have a nice flight. Wilfred joins you as it soars high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the infamous Isle of Kalamar. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downside small misfortunes, I suppose. The wagons driving seem not to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now than ever, even than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tarig, do you suppose the Chastity were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we shall soon know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please, reader. Okay, so it looks like we have two choices. You can go to Sharp Shoal. Bay thinks this shall be the quickest route, leaving you with time for your vocations. Or Barb Reef. Sir Gilman insists that the waters along this path contain riches for those who can find them. So do you want to do Barb Reef or Sharp Shoal? Sharp Shoal? Okay. Oops. Looks like I've already gone to the Sharp Shoal. Sorry. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amidst these waters, though for now you have some time left before continuing onward. Alright, so we can explore. You and Bay make quick search of the murky waters of Sharp Shoal. However, you find nothing of note. How about we go in circles? We could go in circles. So return to Black Wagon, where the others are preoccupied with their own pursuits. You should have enough time to pursue your vocations. Okay, I got an angry emote over there. So let's see who wants to talk. Alright, so more talking with Bay. Bay seems to be speaking to herself again. She's unaware of your presence, or shows no sign of it at least. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. Mercy shall engender union among all of our different kind. Mercy shall engender union among all of our different kind. She's citing passages from the Book of Rites, though to your knowledge she cannot read. Freedom to the worthy. The downside cannot let all of us go free. That's freedom to the worthy. Is that not so, O Saint Triesta? Is that not the conclusion which you formed with your 7 most trusted friends? She pauses for a while as though listening, and nods her head from time to time. Yes, I see. Well, I'm ever grateful to you, Saint Triesta, for your guidance and your presence. And I wish all of your friends safe passage among the stars. It must be so very beautiful out there. With your wings you can fly freely, can't you, Saint? You can visit me at any time. Come and go as you please from the stars, all the way here. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. I know, and yet sometimes I wish I was like you or Miss Promethea. But I know I'm the way I am because I'm meant to be this way. And I know that you are always watching, so thank you, Saint Triestra Thithis. Thank you and your friends. She wanders out into the afternoon, leaving you there to consider her words. In the Commonwealth, her unwavering faith in 8 scribes would have been seen as a delusion. Such prayer or communion was forbidden. Scribes are mythical figures, but even they worship the stars, and it was the stars that lighted the way for the founders of the Commonwealth, or so its leaders taught. Alright, what is this sparkling in this book? It's been bothering me for a while. So, at Deathless Tempest. Black Basin. Let me see if there's anything I missed. Flagging hands, forsaking lands. Okay, so it looks like there's new chapters in 4 and 6. The Glaive of Lu. Never have I written as such an affront to nature and everyone's, and mine and everyone's quite like the poison woods of the limbless Arzarash, the root titan and his suffocating influence. I shall leave it to the boastful Underking to tell you more of Azarish's vanquishing, whilst I may tell you something of the glade that he protected, which became my own, for my own genealogy now occupies the soil there, and strives forevermore to prevent Arza from taking root again. The brambles of the glade are constantly encroaching on themselves, then falling once again to dust. This miraculous cycle, reflected in the starlight piercing through the canopy, needs to be witnessed wherever the stars invite an audience. Oh, okay. And now for chapter 6. The aura. Exiles bearing their raiments in this book reveal their hidden inner aura and the color of their flame. Aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rice. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the Pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles might cast their aura through the sheer force of focus on this book. Need that reading rainbow sound? I think not. And the book continues to sparkle. And there's something new up here. A teeny tempest. Entertaining, but would unleash a comedy if it ever would be unbottled. Oh, yeah. Like, quite literally lightning in a bottle. Oh, yes. Look at that. You can actually drink moonshine. And get drunk. Mithy notices you with her bottle of moonshine. Drink up by all means, darling. Nice to find a girl after my own heart. She moves in close and lowers her voice. Let me tell you a little secret. That bottle there is enchanted. Never runs dry. Ever. Believe me, if it could, I would have known by now. Apparently it was some spurned old bog crone that once tried and tried to make a never-ending poison but kept failing utterly. And she threw away her life's work in disgust. I fetched a good price for it. I decided to take a swig one day while on a hunt for Timethia when things weren't going quite as well as for me as they are now, you understand. Turns out the stuff is pretty good. Considering it for sharing, darling. Just everything in moderation and so on, She takes a drink herself as she brushes by you. Nothing like getting a little drunk before the rites. Okay, so we have 3 choices here. So I guess whatever we choose, that should be it for the night. Since we're closing on 11, and I've had a pretty bad losing streak. So do you guys want to forage, study, or mentor a companion? Drinking makes you move faster while asleep. Yes, it certainly does in certain games. Okay, so you want to forage? Okay, so let me not be so speedy to rush. Deal? Do you have a preference, or shall we go foraging? Okay, let's forage. 2 more choices. We can go to Sharp Crags. He sense traces of celestial residue here. Or the Rolling Waters. You sense something that Falcon Ron values here. So do you want to go to the Rolling Waters or the Sharp Crags? Okay, so rolling start. Alright. So we found the cargo. Alright. Now something of value finally. Alright, that went pretty quickly. Messenger imp appears before you in the dark waters of Deathless Tempest, bearing news and rumors from the other side. You learn what happened to the disturbing Witch Udmildhe, who you first encountered in the Flagging Hands and later in the Liberation Rite, where she last prevailed. Just as she returned onto the Commonwealth, where all hideous transgressions were forgiven and forgotten, but she laughed, invoking oaths in the name of her patron, Lashla. She subsequently fled into the southern bogs and has not been seen since. There she remains, doubtless plotting profane acts against the very fabric of the world. As for the exiles of her triumvirate, the withdrawn, after delivering their master, they disperse to aid her in whatever she intends on next. You shall not face them in the rites again. You thank your messenger imp for delivering this information. How much of it is true, you cannot know for certain. The imp declines your offer for a place to rest and hurries on its way. Okay. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kalimur. A bizarre outcropping is given a forbidden feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps. Alright, let's learn about the island of Kalimur, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, the Isle of Kalimur. Trader Kamar Rope Hauler. Where he's brought about our empire's fall, where he's nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give him a certain thanks to him. where he has played a vital part in the Star's plan. If not for him, then we the Eight would have never aligned. We never found the rope caller. He fled into the sea towards the Nile, which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there what we think Kamer's tattered mantle finally did him in among the wild imps. Should stars ever converge among that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance along the skies is drawing to a close. Okay. Alright. That is the, that's saved. So there we go. So we're going to call it a night there, because I've had enough losing for the night. Alright, so thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully next week it'll be a little bit better. Maybe we'll actually get some wins under our belt. Or maybe not. Who knows? I mean, since it's like you don't really have a choice, I guess depending on win and lose, that's going to affect the story. So thanks guys again for tuning in, and you're very welcome. My name is Angela, and I stream for Damage Control Blog. You can find us at dcgameblog.com, where we write about video games, anime, and a lot of other pop culture. You can also find us at various social media. You can find us on Twitter. We have Facebook. We have a Facebook page. We also have a account on Mastodon, and we have a YouTube channel where we upload clips from this and sometimes clips of things that we don't stream. And we also have a Discord if you want to continue to chat with us. And thank you, Dio, for posting all of those links in the chat for us. So until then, I'll be back next Sunday to stream more Pyre. I really don't know how close to the end of the game we are, or what the outcome will be with all these losses. But thanks again for tuning in. You have a good week, stay safe, and see you next Sunday.